Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love.
I am protected by God.
More like crazy.
God speak to me. Tell me he protect me.
I missed Natalie last week on this show, and this is a better show when she is on it.
How do you even relate to someone who's that off? Like, how does she go through the world?
She is very, very.
She doesn't. It's not a language thing.
No, she's very. I don't like to use this word, but it's the word that comes up if I'm being honest. She has got a lot of. She's just damaged.
Yeah.
She has got a lot of shit to work through.
I am protected by God.
But she is, like, sometimes she's not, and I'm not diagnosing her or anything this way, but sometimes it's like you have multiple personalities, or she just switches so quickly, and it's not between just one and two. It's not like high, low. It's just whatever hat she wants to try on that moment. I bet she's a fantastic actor.
Oh, I bet so
I bet
too.
she's really good.
Well, to me, it seems like everything. You're right. For me, it seems like there's no situation that has the stakes. If we're on a 1 to 10 scale, every situation is an 11.
Yes.
The stakes of everything.
It's so high for her.
Her response to a normal question is ridiculous. It feels completely out of the ballpark. And she can't have small talk.
No.
And small talk freaks her out because she wants to talk about. It's weird because I've had some Eastern Europeans friends like this where everything is either intense, dry sarcasm or, which I don't think she really has, or everything is just like super, super heavy emotional conversations. But she's in a different thing. I still say she's trapped in some type of trauma response and living every second in a trauma response.
For sure.
This is reality, guys. Reality, guys. Single life.
Guys. Don't you call us guys.
What if we did a straight version one time? We're like, hey, we're the reality guys. Like, we talk about, like, straight guys and beer and,
I
like...
don't think that's going to work. But we
this is
actually...
my straight guy voice.
We do talk about straight guys.
No, like straight guy.
wanted
Sorry,
to
straight guy things. Like we talk about beer, like football. Like who's your fantasy football draft? Who's your like favorite player? You know, I'm like a big
And what's your
Larry Bird fan.
What's your name for straight? Are you Jim?
No, I am. Oh, what's the straight guy name? Oh, but the two straight guys at our Chicago. Who are Chicago, the two tech guys. One was Doug and one was Frank. And I said, those are two unrepentantly straight male names. And
They are.
They kind of looked at me and I went, yes, they're like, I guess they are.
We're going to have a lot of gay Dougs and a lot of gay Franks come at us.
There's some gay Franks.
Have I known a gay Frank?
And
I haven't. Maybe one. No.
Did you? I don't know. I think you were away from me in the airport at one point, but over the loudspeaker came Frank Calamari. Frank Calamari, can you please report to a United Gate agent, Frank Calamari.
When you're in Chicago or any of those East Coast cities, you hear, at least for us, y'all, I would watch TV and like a lot of sitcoms that were based in the East Coast, like Friends or Cheers or whatever, they would have these people with these names, and I would think,
like Carmine Ragusa.
Yeah, I would think, what a funny made-up name.
No.
Nobody has a name like that. And then you go to the East Coast and you're like, people are fucking named.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're ridiculous names. It just sounds so foreign to me.
Yeah.
Where everybody where I'm from is, named Braylon McKenzie.
or Shane Journey Cake.
Yes.
Which I still what was the big deal about him? His father died or his mother died?
His mom passed away.
Yeah.
His mom passed, yeah.
Journey Cake.
Yeah. Great guy. Sweetie.
Let's talk about
Had cute freckles.
The
Cute
single
freckles.
life, y'all. This is episode 9.
Just not that into you.
Now,
I guess, does that apply to Stephanie?
I don't know.
It wasn't clear.
We had no Sinjin this week.
No.
But we did have a good bits of Natalie.
Loved it.
Nuttily.
Loved it. Nuttily, yeah.
So, any announcements before we move on through this?
Well, Chicago was wonderful. Thank you.
It was. We're still tired.
We're still nursing ourselves a little bit with cough drops. So if you're hearing it, bear with us.
Is it because we're old that we don't bounce back quick?
Yes. Because, I barely drank in Chicago. It's not like we went out and partied or anything. I mean, I think we had friends that came to visit us, and we were hanging out in their hotel room just having pizza and drinks, and I think I offered to hand everybody an acid reflux pill.
You did.
And some vitamins before we went to bed.
You did.
We're at that age.
You brought your inflatable pillow.
My wedge pillow.
Wedge pillow.
Poodle made fun of me, and then he got obsessed with the portable humidifier I made him buy.
I did enjoy the portable humidifier.
So that's where we are. That's where we are.
That's where we are now.
But yes, we're old because before, hello, we were singers. That was our college mate. I would go and party and go get drunk, and then
You were never that big of a partier, though.
I wasn't in college, but I would get drunk, and then the night before go and sing for choir.
Yeah.
And go to
That was my 20s. I would just get destroyed and then wake up next morning, go sing for church, whatever.
Well, you know what? You were protected by God.
I'm protected by
You
God.
were protected by God.
He basically, the guy she's going on a date with, Josh, basically says, what if I'm like a crazy driver? And you're like, Natalie, he's wanting you to say, oh, he's telling you a joke. And you're going to say, he wants you to kind of volley back at him. And so you say, no, it's fine. I am protected by God.
I wonder with Natalie, what this actually makes me wonder, how did she get with Mike? Is it just because it wasn't in person? Is she better online?
No, remember
he met her.
He met her through a friend. She knew someone else he knew.
But how did she not go crazy on him? Or is Mike, was Mike just that obtuse to not kind of see this craziness?
I think he thought it was.
She not do it?
I think he thought it was charming.
Because I can't see how she could have not shown her cards the way she has shown her cards so quickly with everybody else, unless she is more at 11 because of Mike.
I think she's in distress in this season. I think she's had
worse
a
than
break.
normal. So you think the Mike thing kind of broke things? Because
this is
makes
worse.
Sense. She's a stranger in a new land, kind of a thing. She doesn't know where she is.
No, this is Natalie to the nth power. She was always cuckoo, but this is a different
probably
level.
when she was back home, she knew how to. She gets small talk more.
Also, the last time we saw this, Natalie, was when she and Mike were fighting in Ukraine, and she was desperate because it's the desperation of not having someone.
She is desperate, yeah.
So this is
she
making
wants that
her
jizz juice in her for that baby.
I want the child.
I want a child. I want jizz juice. She didn't say that. Sorry, that making a reference to Memphis.
And I think I said jizz cannon.
Yeah. You did.
If you're noticing Maddie's speech today,
I have Invisalign now, and I'm fine with it. I prepped Poodle for it. Bless his heart, it's driving him crazy. But you get used to it. I've gotten used to your whistle. It happens a lot. You'll be talking, you'll just go, sure, sure. But I don't bring it up. I'm just used to it now.
got to get that fixed.
It's really high, actually.
I got to get that fixed.
When you do it, it'll pierce like through my headphone. But what can you do about it? It's not your fault. Anyway, y'all, I've got Invisalign. It's going to take 6 months, so settle the fuck in. If you have a problem with it, fuck off. I don't care. I'm fixing my teeth.
If more people have a problem, maybe you can take it out when you do the podcast.
There's no way. You got to wear it like 20 to 22 hours a day. We're getting raw dogged by too much fucking content. I'd have to wear my retainer for a year.
Well, y'all, that says he doesn't care about you. So.
No, I'm working on me. Screw you. That's what I think.
So, y'all, we see Natalie's house. Where was the budget for the gardener?
I didn't even notice
trees. It looks like it's weird.
I mean,
it's overgrown.
She's renting, so it's not Obviously. Like she has to take care of it.
And Mike is renting. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Like when Josh asked about the divorce, she's like, it's complicated.
I know, I was like leaning in.
But we'll get to that.
So she says, I need to go on more dates. And she says...
She met Josh at that modeling event.
And because he was running it. So everyone she's coming into contact with is something it's just like this chain of people she's met at network events.
Yes.
So he was running the event. She's going to go play golf. Now,
yes.
What do you think about this golf outfit that she's got on? This short/skirt.
I thought it was cute. I actually thought, good for you. I feel like it's the costume for today. And I thought she did. I actually thought she did a good job.
It does look like a golf costume you order from Amazon.
It does, but I kind of want that skirt. It's perfect for me or us. If we're wearing that skirt, it's got shorts so you don't see our monkey brains.
That's true.
We can just do what we want and be free.
So I thought he's cute.
Okay.
He's cute.
And
he's got a big old dick.
He does. He's got
a big old dick. Y'all, you hang on to those ears.
Like a girth one.
Yeah. You hold on to those ears while he's sucking you.
I'll say this, y'all. At one point while they're playing golf, he turned his hat backwards. And you know what I think about a backwards hat, y'all?
I'm not that into him because
that backwards hat. I just think about blowjobs. He's just sucking him off.
He's a little oily, but not as oily as Johnny.
Oh. No.
Yeah.
He seems like a 40-year-old white man who knows he's a little good looking and he works with models and he's a little into himself, but not as terrible.
I thought he was more Latino than white man.
Oh, maybe. He just presented. But 40-year-old good looking guy.
Yeah.
And of course, if you look like that and you're 40 years old, you're probably going to be into yourself a little bit because a lot of your friends have kids, they're tired, they're bald, and they're pot-bellied.
Okay. So he basically says and I wrote down, I think he's doing this to promote something. That's the way it felt like. So, and she's like, his arms are big.
His arms are big. I love that he said, when she said, Josh asked me, do I play golf? I said, no. He said, you've never played golf? Do you know how to hit the ball? I said, no. But will I play? Yes.
That is everything is like, she's acting like Natasha from Boris and Natasha.
She really
Everything is So,
and she even says too, I'm sorry, I'm going back to this costume. She's like, the shirt is short and the skirt is short, and I show him that I'm beautiful. I went, so humble, Natalie.
She's always had that. She's always like, I'm goddess.
Yes, she is. I'm sexy and I know it.
Of course, he's like working on her stance, which is the oldest trick in the book.
But the producer asked a good question and said, why is it different that Josh is touching you versus
Yes.
when Johnny was touching
Yes.
you. And Natalie says, she said, it's different because I feel his kindness.
You know what? She thinks he has money.
Um,
That's it.
Well, she thinks, but I will say, Josh gives off a totally different
and
vibe
Johnny's
than
creepy.
Johnny.
Johnny was creepy.
Johnny was creepy.
I agree.
He felt lechy, and also he touched her after
She told him not to.
told him not to.
Yep, I agree. I think Josh has more game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And also, this is the best kind of date to do now. I even thought as we're watching this, and I went, an activity is great for her because she can't do one-on-one stuff.
No,
it's too
no,
intimate.
no.
She freaks out, and I thought this is going to be a great first date. They're probably going to have a second date, and then he asked her to dinner, and I went, well, that's not going to go good.
I thought
And I was right.
I thought the same thing, and I was like, when's she going to mention her need to have? I want a child.
I want a child,
And-
which ironically he brought up first.
Now we're going to talk about this.
But yeah.
So she's like going over her ideas, and I'm like, please just stow all your crazy questions for the second date.
Yes, please.
And that's when she says he's like, what if I'm a crazy driver? She's like, it's fine, I'm protected by God.
Protected by God. And she's even said as they're going to dinner before, she said, I did not expect today to go so well.
And she's like, this is the best time I've had. I'm like, slow your roll.
She even tells her, she's like, I want to tell you, this is best time I had since I'm here. Because when I get to hear men, no, it's just horrible, terrible, horrible men who mistreat me and don't realize I'm beautiful. That's not what she said, but that's what she was saying.
Well, yeah. So she is there.
I'm so grateful to you. It's always so. You're right. Everything is an 11 for her.
The stakes
Even just
are
saying,
so high.
If somebody opened the door for her, where we would say thanks, she would go, "Oh my God, thank you so much for opening the door for me."
And I think that's just how she lives.
Are we recording? Okay, we are.
It's better when she's with someone, because then she has a little bit of not having to be a frightened rabbit to run from something.
No, because it also helped that she was with Human Gumby,
Yeah.
who was just like nothing.
Yeah.
And so she was kind of like, in a way, they could have, if Mike wasn't just gross and Natalie wasn't so in her head and crazy, they could have worked. Just those few things.
Yeah. So the first thing we see him at the table, you see her staring at his beer.
They even focused on it. Y'all, he's just drinking a Corona with the lime.
And that's like strike one.
Strike one.
And then
And then Josh actually says, he opens, sorry, I got to sit up.
please don't knock my
It's fine.
You like writhe like crazy on my couch.
Oh, please. You act like that. What was your nickname again that your mother
the
called
Wiggler.
you? Exactly.
But no, you do it with such abandon, you'll knock off part of my couch.
You do this all the time. You ruined things in my previous cars, just broke knobs.
I don't remember that.
Anyway, Josh says, so what do you want to know about me? I know stuff about what she said, I wanted to ask questions. And he said, what do you want to know about me?
She said, are you married? And he said, no.
No, I'm not. Are you still married? Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, and then, y'all, it's not even like she laughs it off. They cut to her, and you know where Natalie just becomes frozen?
Yep.
And it's like her eyes get bigger. Her hair kind of expands.
She turns into the White Walker.
Yes,
yeah.
the White Walker. Or that girl that, what's that movie? That,
This is not good.
The horror writer writes. The horror writer.
Horror writer?
Yes, that's what I said. The horror writer.
Horror.
Yeah, that's what I said. He wrote a Red Rum movie. He wrote
The Red Rum movie.
Red Rum movie. Red Rum.
Stephen King?
Yes, him. Okay,
couldn't come up with Stephen King?
It was blanking. I'm tired. Stephen King, but why did I bring Stephen King?
Firestarter?
Yes. Remember the girl from Firestarter?
Drew Barrymore?
That was Drew Barrymore?
Yes, as a child.
Really?
You're doing Natalie right now. Like you don't know anything.
She scared me so much as a kid. I remember seeing that at Jason Jackson's house, and I was terrified.
Why? That movie wasn't a scary movie. because it was about a child who could start fires.
But remember, every time she started fires, she would kind of stare and her hair would kind of blow in the wind and she'd start fires. That's what Natalie looks like to me. Grown up fire starter. They could have come up with a more clever name for that movie. Fire starter?
We need to move on.
Anyway, but she's standing there and he said, and when he asked her and she's staring there in her fire starter pose and she just looks at him and says, "It is too complicated." She gets so serious instead of just laughing it off and saying, "Oh, it's a complicated story. You don't want to hear that."
No, you know why? Because the complicated is, well, if we divorce, then I have to leave the country. And Mike won't pay for me.
And he's paying for everything, yes.
And she's like, yeah, you're kind of like a jigsaw puzzle.
She's like,
jigsaw? What is?
And then Josh kind of comes up with this beautiful description, I thought, of a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this is a better time for us to, instead of explaining it, to let you relive it in something we like to call reality gaze single life theater. Boom.
I'll be Natalie.
Okay.
Natalie.
And action. Oh,
What is puzzle? What is puzzle?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure you out, you know? And so you're a jigsaw puzzle.
Jigsaw.
A jigsaw. Jigsaw.
Jig.
Yes. A jigsaw.
Saw.
Yes.
Saw.
No, not
Saw?
a saw. No.
Like saw I do?
It's like a picture. You know, there's a picture.
I am
and then-
protected by God.
And there's a picture, but an actual picture, and they put it on.
Picture of me.
And, imagine it on a big piece of paper, and then
It's like someone draw a picture of me.
no, and then they separate the big picture into
No,
little.
do not break a picture of Natalie.
No, you put into smaller pictures, and then
I am not clear.
They're jumbled around, and you have to figure out what goes with the picture, which picture connects with the other picture.
I just want to be happy.
Okay, I want you to be happy. And scene. Y'all, I knew that Josh was done with this date when he said, "And I want you to be happy," because he was going, "Girl, you crazy."
So then, you guys, he says, so yeah, I have a son and a daughter through two different women.
Well, he says I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
She goes, oh, two.
He's like, well, yeah, I have a son from a marriage, and then a daughter from. He said, so I have two children from two different women.
Now,
and she goes,
she of course,
she has no poker face.
No,
and she
y'all,
goes, smiles. Oh, really?
Y'all, this is the judgiest thing ever.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, she went from 0 to not interested.
0 to not interested, and go ahead.
And she's like, "Is that acceptable?" And she goes,
he says.
That's what I'm saying. He says, "Is that acceptable?"
No, he said, "Is that unacceptable?"
Unacceptable, yeah.
And she looks at him again in fire starter pose. I don't know.
Now,
with her hair just blowing in the wind of St. Petersburg.
What does
somewhere a house is burning.
Why do you think she has a problem with that?
Well, she said, because he goes on to say, I just want to say, let's finish this out because I think it connects with what you're saying.
He says, do you want kids?
He said to her, do you want kids? Y'all.
She's been wanting to ask it.
This is a conversation she has wanted to have, and instead, she completely shuts down.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch.
She's like looking away. She can't look at him in the eye. It almost looks like she's about to cry or something. And she said, I don't want to talk about children now. And I went, sabotage, 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 sabotage.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. Why she is bothered by it. She says it's because how if he leaves other women, he could be faithful.
Because she's assuming it would be him that left them.
It's because her father left her.
That's true.
Remember, she said that her father left when she was young.
But I'm saying, why do you think she would not want to get involved with a man who has kids with two different women?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think there's not one reason. I think set aside, she doesn't want to deal with other women. I know.
Ding, ding, ding.
But I do think an even deeper thing of that is what she said. She brought up the pain of her father deserting them when they're younger.
True,
but no, I think Natalie thinks a man should stay with child.
Well,
so she doesn't have respect
agree
for him
with that.
for that.
But she says, I don't want to compete for the heart of a man.
Oh yeah.
Right after that.
Right. I think it is. But there's a lot of things. But I think both those things are. It's her jealousy and also it's her fear of having to go through what her mother went through.
I think if she was involved with a man who had to regularly see 2 other women for custody of his children, one, she could hate and deal with. 2 is not an option.
Yeah.
I think she sees every woman who is single as a romantic rival.
For sure.
And but this is such her issue, you guys.
It's her issue. And she says, but I worry that it didn't work out with them. I worry that he can't get into a serious relationship.
The other thing I thought, that's bullshit. But I think,
well, no, I don't think it's bullshit. I think it's what you're saying. She does, but I do think. Do you not remember when she talked about very like it happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Her
but
father leaving her.
Why would she think? Why would this? I think these are excuses. I'm saying you're thinking he can't be in a serious relationship if he's been with 2 women.
I think yes. I think Natalie is one of those people. She will hate the women and be jealous of the women, but also she doesn't trust men at all. That's why she never trusted Mike, Mike was an idiot. She could have trusted him.
But she knew that Mike had a previous wife.
So, but they didn't have children. So Mike didn't have to see or do anything with that wife. Like it was totally just glossed over. I think for this guy, it's like she would worry about she would worry about the ex-wives. She would worry about him going back to the ex-wives. It's just too much jealousy and just a multitude of insecurities that she has.
Yeah, I think it's more jealousy, but and I think she said something. She's like, "No, you are an attractive man." I think she was worried he was too attractive and other women would chase him.
Probably, yeah.
She needs to get an uggo like Mike
because she doesn't trust men at all.
Yeah. And so I wrote down another goose egg, y'all. She gets really quiet on the way home. She is completely retreats.
She just is so morose, and she's driving in the car, and she has her hand up. And she's just kind of like looking like she has a migraine.
Do you think she's aware when she's this, or that the other person is even there?
No, that's where I'm like, I do think Natalie has like some. I do think she has some mental issues she really needs to work on.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
Put it mildly, but like there's some I don't have the time, but there's some diagnosable stuff in there.
But she's like, so there you go. Thank you. Bye. And
I don't think Natalie has, oddly enough, I don't think she's like a sociopath or anything like that. However, she really has no empathy. Yeah. She really doesn't. If you think about that, she doesn't really consider other people's feelings, nor is she even able to hold that or even sit with the idea of other people's feelings and imagine what that would be.
And it's interesting because
that's not good.
Natalie has a lot of, from her season with Mike, there were a lot of Natalie apologists. And I would love to see what they think now. Because Mike was shitty, y'all.
It was shitty.
But constantly defending Natalie as her just doing normal things.
Mike was shitty, but I will say Mike was consistent.
Yeah.
And Mike likes consistency. Natalie is the most inconsistent. I bet life with her is it's so inconsistent, but I bet life with her is just, you feel like you're in a roller coaster. You don't know. I'm not saying she's bipolar or anything like that. I don't think that, but there is something going on where she just is almost like drama addicted, love addicted, like just
everything's an 11.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's it for them. We're gonna go to Debbie, but before that, we're gonna take a break. For those of you who are, this is on our free feed. If you're on our Patreon, just hold on a second. Come on, Kiwi, it's time for a road trip.
There's SeaWorld. Can we go to SeaWorld, Mom, or did they close it?
SeaWorld, I don't really like whales too much.
No, Mom, I love them. They said whales needed to be in the open, but I say keep them.
great. Pee-wee is also a fan of animal
Cruelty.
Of animal
Pee-wee
cruelty,
and he has
incarceration.
bloodlust.
Yes.
Y'all were talking about Mother Debbie.
There's not a lot here, although this is.
I just want to say there is a lot. There is a lot here, and it's called Colt's goatee.
Oh my God, that
He
beard is
needs
so
to
awful.
shave.
It
This
is
looks
horrendous.
Horrible. How can
It
Vanessa?
looks like there's gravy in it.
Yeah, there is E. coli in that beard. I know it. How can Vanessa and y'all? I know y'all. Vanessa and he go at it.
Yeah.
So you know he's chomping at the gooch, just in there, just right up in there, and that shit's on that beard. Or probably, he takes her to Rimtown.
Yeah. It's not good.
It's not good. He needs
he
to
looks
shave.
awful.
I can't imagine. We have shorter beards, but like when I eat food, I have to often I'll smell food from when I've got to wash my beard or cleanse. What can you imagine his goatee smells like?
I do that, but the only that happens to me is when I'm eating like Tasmanian devil style. So I assume that's how you're eating.
No, I just smell the food. I always do. I always do. I have to clean it off. I'm just like, nope.
That doesn't happen to me, but I do wipe my face afterward.
Yeah, but can you imagine with this long thing he has?
No,
It's gross.
I'm just saying normally when I'm taking bites of food, there's not a panoply of food all over my beard.
Well, I'm the one that has to watch you, so I don't think you realize what I'm seeing.
No, I've seen you eat.
Poodle,
It's terrifying.
I've seen Poodle rim job a hot dog. It's not pretty.
I agree. I'm saying you eat very fast.
Well, yeah.
And that's when you get it all over you.
You had to if you wanted seconds in my house.
Lord. Because your brother was a large person and so was your father.
My dad was, yeah. No, my brother, he was, but my dad, he eat quick. Grew up poor.
That's why you get it all over your face.
No, but I'm not saying I'm a clean eater, but I just, the ENT that I went to told me when I had sinus surgery and stuff, she said they did an evaluation. She told me, she said, you have a very acute sense of smell. And
maybe that's what it is.
And so I just smell it. I can't deal with it.
I wipe my face down when I finish eating. I don't think that's a weird thing to do.
No, I don't think. No, I do too. But can you imagine? I'm just saying.
You mean a long beard?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It would smell bad.
It's gonna smell bad.
Yeah.
Because Colt's not using a beard wash, y'all.
No. So she is dating this guy named Bill. Bill.
I love him so and
He can't play golf or tennis or polo.
Oh, we did totally
sing
different
a
Bill.
solo. Okay.
Cause I'm loving you, Bill.
Yeah, I know that one too.
I know. I was doing a mashup.
That song is actually not called Bill, but it's Wedding Bell Blues.
Oh, look at that. They should have called it Bill.
I think it's Fifth Dimension, I believe.
Not familiar. Actually, I am familiar. I just didn't know the name.
So
yes.
he is 72 or 74.
We see a picture of them. However, there's a continuity thing because they show us a picture, but later on in the car, Audrey and Debbie say they haven't seen it. Debbie hasn't seen a picture of him.
Yeah.
So I think we will end up seeing this guy. They're kind of leading us that we're not.
She's like, he's family oriented, and
Audrey comes with them, by the way, because Debbie says
she's the ride or die.
Yes, Audrey's like she keeps it positive. Where Coty, he's a no.
And Colt says, I feel like I become my mother's father. And I wrote again, his beard is terrible.
His beard, he is a parentified child, though.
Yeah.
That is for sure. I do feel for Colt because I think that it's a weird thing when you're that enmeshed with your mother or with any family member, and it's actually painful for all parties involved to make that separation, but it's probably way more painful for Debbie because she doesn't want to make it.
Yeah.
I feel for Colt. I bet he feels a lot of guilt about that. Because say what you want to about Colt, he does love his mother, and he is a good son to his mother.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
So he's like, no, we haven't been sexting, or anything like that. No, he hasn't sent me a dick pic, And Colt
what
says,
what does
well,
she
I
call
wish
it?
I was dead.
Colt said, I was a nudie cutie.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use those.
A nudie cutie.
Although I don't really send them anymore.
Mine ain't
Do
cute.
you, Poodle?
Not familiar.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
like,
you should call yours a slutty wuddy.
a dick pic is like a wave on Grindr.
It kind of is now.
So anyway, they haven't FaceTimed.
No.
And they're like fighting. Colt and Debbie are fighting just because it's a road trip and that's what they do.
Well, because Debbie, our Colt and Audrey are asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But normal questions, just kind of like, have you ever FaceTime with this guy? And Debbie's like, no. Did you ask like what he used to do? No. She asked
It does seem
y'all.
like they're driving 300 miles for someone who is just nebulous.
Y'all, this is a 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
This would be like me saying in Ardmore, Oklahoma, saying, I'm going to date someone in Houston. That is how long that drive is.
Is it that far?
Yes, it's a 5 hour. Actually, yeah,
God,
5
the whole
5
middle part of the country, you just have to drive and drive.
You can drive an entire 24 hours in Texas and you're still in Texas.
That's awful.
It's true. Both ways. When we went down to Matamoros on choir tour, we drove... Matamoros, yeah. It's down by Brownsville. It's just on like
Oh, I know where Brownsville is.
So on the tip of Texas, we went to Matamoros for choir tour. We went to Brownsville.
You can get all the way across South Carolina from like the tip to the beach in about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, most states. But Oklahoma's, it's like... if you go the Panhandle, it's like 7 hours, 8 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wow. And the Panhandle of Oklahoma, I've never been there, but it's just nothing I've heard.
You've never been? I guess what reason would you have to go?
No one goes to the Panhandle. You don't ask what happens there.
Wow.
Things just happen there, and you
Is
don't
it
know about
just
it.
like
that's where bodies are buried.
Indigenous reservations?
Actually, I think it is now a lot of, because that they literally pushed the indigenous people to like the most barren part of the state.
Mm-hmm. That's what I assumed was there.
Yeah, real nice. So no, I've never had to go there.
So, y'all, they're just fighting. They're all fighting about Debbie's guy, and she, of course, gets out of the car.
Well,
She's
they're
freaked out.
fighting because Debbie. Y'all, what happens is they're asking legitimate questions. Debbie goes into a shame spiral because yeah, that's what Brene says. Shame spiral.
Shame spiral.
Shame spiral.
Shame spiral.
But yeah, it is because that Debbie won't admit this. She realizes, oh shit, I don't know fucking anything about this guy, and we're driving all the way to San Diego to do this. But yeah, she gets out of the car.
They do get her back in the car because of Audrey. Thank God for Audrey.
Thank God. She's like, come on, Debbie, don't do
You're pissing
this.
me off.
Yeah, you're pissing me off now.
At the hotel, they're texting Bill and says, where are we going? They don't even have concrete plans.
No, they don't even have plans. And so you're like, Debbie.
And she's like, maybe he's asleep. And they didn't make plans.
Maybe we can kill him in the night, Mom.
Pee-wee,
Ooh, is this why we
plan
came?
B.
Oh, all right, Mom. He'll be sleeping. We'll give him that margarita, and he'll never wake up. Mom.
No, Pee-wee thought so much about murder.
By the way, Mom, why are you wearing this blush? I don't think it looks good on me. Covers me up.
And he's a bitch.
He's a bitch.
That's all I've got. Should we talk about Stephanie?
Let's talk about Farty McGee.
Y'all, if you are just finding out that she went to the hospital because she's been
She ate too many gas
too
products,
much
yeah.
beans and broccoli, because she and I don't wish harm on anybody, but I also don't wish her well. I'm kind of like, I can't send you good vibes for doing that to yourself.
I have no sympathy for her.
You didn't do it under a doctor's orders.
No, none.
So they're calling it a fartrepreneur.
Yeah, she is a fartrepreneur.
So I think she's retired from the fart business
She is.
as a fart peddler.
Y'all, she's waking up this morning with Fred.
It gives room in the market for Poodle's Poots, though.
Poodle's Poots coming at you. And y'all, funny enough, he doesn't have to eat beans and things to be that gassy. It just happens.
She's waking up next to Fred. And you guys, we thought they were going to have sex, and they were getting a little bit heated. And the first thing that she says is, we drank a little too much. I don't know what happened.
Y'all,
Guess what? We called it.
when somebody you're with the next morning says, I drank so much, and they act like they got so drunk, that means they want you to leave.
Yeah. It means,
That means
leave.
It means get out of their house. That's what it means. But so they go eat breakfast. They're eating parfait. And
Parfaits.
yes, plural. So Fred said, how are you? That reminded me of parquet. Parquet. Butter. Butter.
I wonder if we'll ever see butter again.
I hope so, and I hope not.
Butter. Pure creamery butter.
So they're eating breakfast, and Fred just says, how do you feel about last night? She's like, well, and we find out there was making out and some touching, but she said in the moment, I don't want to do this.
I felt weird. I feel
don't want it
weird.
to go farther. And he was like, fine. And she said, I really enjoyed most of it. And Fred's like, just that whole penis thing. And she was like, yeah. And then Fred made this astute observation when he said, it reminded me of when we were young and I almost took your virginity in high school. We've kind of come back around and done the same thing. So, and Stephanie goes, oh my God. And I went, even we can see that you're recreating the same fucking patterns in your childhood and you don't want to actually
I know. I was
and
kind of
grow
like,
up.
Yeah.
I was like,
Even Fred gets it.
even Fred gets it, Stephanie.
And he smells like Funyuns and cigarettes.
And you would have fucked him.
I think I would have.
You would be into Fred.
God, and you know what? As
you
soon
would
as
be.
I woke up, as soon as she woke up with him, and I was looking at that scraggly hair, I'm like, God, I would have fucked that guy.
Yeah, because that kind of skinny with all the tattoos.
I have no respect for myself.
Yeah, because you have a thing with guys with tattoos.
I do. It's a problem.
Why don't you have any tattoos?
I could never find anything that would symbolize something that I wanted, that I liked as much.
Do you also?
I think after my first tattoo, it'd be okay.
I think for a lot of people it's the first time. Yeah, but are you? One of your greatest fears would be to get a tattoo and then be out and about and see somebody else with the same tattoo.
Oh, that'd be the worst thing I can imagine.
Yeah, I bet that would really bother you.
It would all need. That's like people with tribal tattoos.
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine anyone who has a tribal tattoo on their arm now goes, I'm really glad I got this. I love the look. It's there now, and they're like okay with it.
Yeah.
They've become okay with it. But no, if I saw
now they're kind of attracted to me though, only because
I think they're so hot on guys.
you know why they're hot to us?
I don't love sleeves.
You know why they're hot to us? Because when we were in high school and college and like
Those were the
early
cute
coming
boys.
out, those were the cute boys that were getting
Yeah.
them at the time, and they wouldn't show us a time of day.
Yep. Like I like tattoos too much. I think there's a certain hotness to it, but I don't want to date anyone with a sleeve. It's just not for me.
I
Would
don't
you?
know. Oh yeah, I would date somebody with a sleeve. I wouldn't care.
Really?
Yeah.
No, would you think it's hot? It's not about not caring.
Depending on what the sleeve look, because some of them are beautiful. It's really for me not about the sleeve. It's more about I've never gotten a tattoo because a tattoo draws attention to your body, and I already have so many issues about like my body and not that I've worked on. But
Yeah, I pointed them out.
I don't. Yeah, and so I don't want to get a tattoo on my arm unless I have like a big arm muscle, and I don't have that.
Oh, I don't think that at all.
I'm just saying, but that's how I relate to it. So because
Well, that's sad. I
don't-
want something more for you.
no, I'm fine with it.
Just sad.
Well, I mean-
anyway.
We've had our things. If I had a tattoo and I saw somebody else with the same tattoo, I'd go, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And you would go into a complete spiral.
I'd murder them.
And so we each got our things.
I would ask if they would get it removed.
See, that's a little sad to me. What if there's somebody else like you in the world? That's kind of wonderful. You're not alone.
It's too close. I'd need them. We would either have to be together forever,
Oh wow.
or go against one another like Highlander style. There can be only one.
This is turning into a Netflix episode of You. Let's move on.
So she basically says, with us, this just feels like friendship. And Fred's like, I respect that, but you can always call me, especially if you want someone to make you come.
When he said that, Poodle went.
I went.
Ooh. Even I kind of went.
I like the cut of your jib, sir.
Yeah, I was like, well played, Fred. I might call you too.
And then she says, like, she's making this
Grand,
poignant observation. She's like,
her big Oprah aha.
I think I've really taken the fun out of having sex. I think I've made it more something that I thought it should be. Maybe I should just try to find love, and then it will just happen. And blah blah blah. And I want to fall in love, and I'm optimistic. And I think this is her last episode. I really think it is.
This is 9. I looked. Last season they did 12. So I can't imagine her not being on 3 more episodes.
Didn't it feel final?
But it did feel final for her, yeah. For sure.
Because what else could they talk about?
No, unless they want to take 3 more episodes for her to meet someone and, like, fuck them.
But see, I don't think that was ever the arc.
I don't think
we were
so
supposed to believe that it was breaking her celibacy.
No, it's this. Tell me you're Stephanie without telling me. This is the most Stephanie arc ever.
Yeah.
We make the arc about sex, and then when it comes time to have the sex, you don't want that. Then you want to take y'all. That's literally what she did. That was the arc with her and Erica.
Yeah.
She's gonna recreate the. She's gonna come in hot, heavy, and sexy because she's beautiful. She's got great tits, beautiful eyes, beautiful face, and TLC knows sex sells, and they know that y'all. Stephanie is here to get your husband to watch. Full stop.
You might have something there.
As a producer, I know that's exactly why she is here. Come at me if your husband thinks Stephanie is gorgeous.
She is. She's very pretty.
I know, but I bet a lot of guys are into her. I know some of our lesbian and bi sissies are too.
Yeah. I just find her personality maddening.
Speaking of
Everything about her.
let's talk about Yessie and Yennefer.
Yessie and Yennefer.
Yesifer.
There's
This is
almost
like-
nothing.
Which was wonderful.
Now, this is post the comment of him saying, did he pay for you to go out with him?
Yes, and Yennefer is like, I'm offended because he said I'm a whore. He knows that I'm a working mom, and he insinuated that I'm a type of escort, and that's unacceptable.
And y'all, he did not insinuate that. He said it.
He said it.
Now, he says, she knows this is a miscommunication.
We're experiencing.
Now, he's straight up lying about what he says.
Because they showed back what he said.
Yeah. He says, I asked that she was like a paid Instagram for him.
Because he said in the thing, did he pay you to take you on a date? Now, he didn't finish that and say, did he pay you to take you on a date for Instagram? Maybe he meant that.
His exact words were, he paid you to go on a date with him.
Yes. Now, he didn't say for the Instagram, for the Instagram.
But how, and is it weird that that would be some company paying you to...
No, and you see, though, why Jesse and Darcy never worked out. Because we just watched, actually, we're going to record Darcy and Stacey after this. If you watch this first episode of Darcy and Stacey season 3, spoiler alert, it's already good. It's going to be a good season.
It's going to be a good season.
It's going to be a good season. But Georgie knows exactly how to apologize to Darcy.
Yeah.
And I think in a sincere way. Like, he offered her this really heartfelt apology, talking about kind of his own feeling. Talking about your feelings is porn to Darcy. And Yennefer, even though they needs more of that. Where you see Jesse walks right up to her and says,
You need a hug?
You need a hug?
And then he basically explains why she's incorrect.
And she said, I'm angry why you disrespected
It's like,
me.
I'm sorry you misunderstood me.
It took him like 10 minutes before he said, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
So now he's shaming her for misinterpreting her.
And then it's worse. He says, I'm choosing to be positive because I wasn't going to bring up all the Kakua stuff. This is
he also said
so awful.
He actually said to her before that, you know what I meant, and you putting this out of context is not okay.
Yeah, like he's trying to establish a boundary.
He never says he's sorry.
No.
Never says he's sorry. Which honestly, I don't think Yennefer would say she's sorry either, because they're both too much alike. But we see this is that sociopath part of Jesse where, again, he can't ever be wrong. He can't ever say that he fucked up in some way.
This was hard to watch because you feel sorry for her because you know.
Oh, I don't. I
But,
don't
no,
feel sorry
but
for
I'm
her at
saying
all.
he called her an escort. He did that.
Yeah.
And I do believe that she was hurt by it.
Oh, for sure. But I still think this whole thing, that slap, if you call a woman an escort and they're offended by it, they're going to slap you a lot harder than that. Anyway.
I agree.
Fraudacity.
Fraudacity.
Y'all, that's the show.
That's the show.
You can go to realitygaze.com. That's where you can find all things. You can go to our Linktree link, our New York. That's for our, you can find all of our live show information. New York City. It's coming up.
New York City.
At the end of January. We're excited. Other tour dates as well. Unless you're listening to this on the free feed, then that happened about 3 months ago. You missed it.
Then we're probably, I think we're going to be on the apology tour by then.
But then, still go to the Linktree link, because maybe we're in a city or coming back around in a city near you.
Yeah, see?
See, Mom, I knew they'd come. All right. We call these people lonely hearts, Mom, because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Mom?
That's right, Pee-wee. And if you drove 300 miles to meet someone you really never talked to, just with the hope of meeting someone who'll love you, or maybe even have sex with you, and your mole on your face wants to kill him, call us.
Cool.